If my dad wasn't going to let me into his empire, I was going to build my own. Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Xaereth Prevails, a Grand Arena story. So, here's the situation. My main account was going to be paired against someone who was just not into GAC. They didn't play it very much in the past. They don't have good mods. They didn't have good relics. They didn't have Executor or Lord Vader. I still obviously was going to fight them, but unfortunately it was not an entertaining fight at all. It was not close. My opponent attacked one time. He attacked twice, actually. Failed against my Jedi Master Kenobi. I didn't even deploy an interesting defense. Even though I knew my defense had some holes in it and I needed to fix it, I just kept it, and my opponent just laid down for it. I got over the soft max. He put bad teams down. You guys can watch it on Twitch while it's still up, but I'm not going to show you guys that. There's not really much value in that fight other than knowing that old Xaereth hasn't lost every single thing yet. So, we're going to talk about my alt, who is actually quite interesting because I used to hide behind the matchup GP kind of mechanic. It's not a kind of mechanic, that's what it was. And my alt did really well. It ran itself into a 322 and 8 record throughout over the course of 2-ish years of GAC. And so I would say that this account has been one of my most successful. However, now that they've changed the way things go, I can get paired against teams with more than one Galactic Legend. I used to just keep my relics really low. Now I'm facing teams with really good Galactic Legends. So this is what my opponent is, or who he is, and you can see I do have Cat and he doesn't, but otherwise I have Jedi Master Luke. He has all 3 of the light side Galactic Legends, and they all have their ultimate and are all, I wouldn't say they're wonderfully geared, but they are wonderfully modded, but I mean, a couple of them are like 8. It's kind of a mess, folks, to be honest. Here's our stats, however, and you can see the mods are in a huge I have a huge advantage here, just an enormous one. His relics are significantly higher than mine, of course, but hopefully we can work around that. Now, here's the thing. I needed to find some off-meta teams because I could only beat one Galactic Legend with my own. And what I decided was if I put my own Galactic Legend down, he could still place 2 Galactic Legends and be able to clear my own and be able to clear me entirely. So I needed to go full offense if I could, or at least I needed to put a tough defense down and not sacrifice any of my options. And so I decided I would pursue a few different off-meta counters. Now, the fact that he doesn't have Cat is huge, so I could bring General Skywalker to beat that. I can also use Padme with Cat is another option here to be able to beat. And finally, General Grievous can beat Jedi Master Luke, or at least start the ball rolling. And so with, General Skywalker can also take down Rey if necessary. And, also General Skywalker would have at least some play against Jedi Master Luke. So there's a lot of options here. Of course, I have my own Jedi Master Luke team, and unfortunately I can't use my Jedi Rev and Jedi Luke team against their against their Supreme Leader Kylo, because they don't have one. So here's what they put on the top front. I didn't get a screenshot of the bottom front. You guys will have to see in game. And before we jump in all the way, folks, just want to remind you to please hit that like, subscribe, and comment. We're trying to mount the algorithm, and it's been an amazing trip. Really appreciate you guys. Please keep doing it. We're trying to get there. We can't do it alone. Now let's get to the video itself, folks. Here we are. Whoa, we're in the game. Wait, this isn't the game. Why are we on my alt? Madness. Alright, so here is their bottom zone. You can see that they put Kenobi up top. You guys saw that. They also have Rey on the bottom, and it's the best version of that team. I don't know if BB-8's part of the best version. I think that Holdo would be better than BB-8, just because of turn meter shenanigans. But otherwise, there is also all these other teams that my opponent is clearly going for. Supreme Leader Kylo hasn't gotten him yet, but still is going for him. And so we have to take out Rey on the bottom zone. We have to take out Kenobi on the top. So we're going to take out Kenobi first. After a while of debating, I decided, look at Grandmaster Yoda here, who, and remember, this is a Relic 5 General Skywalker. He's not Relic 8, he's Relic 5. I've modded him as best I can, but damn, he is a tough guy to mod. So, he's a tough guy to get levels on. Anyways, the presence of Grandmaster Yoda, look at all these buffs that are going here. Every time he does every time a character gets a buff, I believe it's the entire 501st gets like 2% extra offense, something like that, a crit damage, something. They start ramping up their damage like crazy. And without Cat here, if Cat was here, she'd just kill General Skywalker before he sat down, and that would be that. That wouldn't be a good fight. But because they don't have Cat, they just have Kenobi, General Skywalker beats this team all the time, all the time. And I know that one of my patrons actually just recently was telling me that he thought that one of his opponents cheated, and I can understand why. It's tough to believe. I mean, off-meta counters, people don't want to believe that they exist, but Kenobi without Cat is scarcely a Kenobi at all. He's not good without Cat. There's too many counters. There's too many catters. So, anyways, I mean, you guys can see. I mean, this isn't going well for poor old Kenobi. They have so many buffs. We're just starting to melt them really hard. And, of course, Shaak Ti would dodge my Rexecute. Damn it all, Shaak Ti. But, I mean, Kenobi also plays this really poorly because now that he has his ult up, everyone can target whoever they want. And they should be targeting General Skywalker, but they're not. They're just targeting random guys who can't have their health reduced at all, until Skywalker is sitting down. And so finally they sit Skywalker down a second time, but it's too little too late. We get a 69, na, something like that. So, alright, we beat Kenobi up top. We gotta beat Rey down south now. And one of the things that I have in my favor is they don't have great mods here, folks. That's a consistent thing here. I pointed it out during the intro. There's just not too many great mods on this account. So, on my opponent's account. So what I'm trying to do here is Rey doesn't have super high health. She has like 160k health, something like that. Trying to get her into damage immunity before she gets her ult, and so we did that now. And now I guess we could just start hitting her. They needed a tank is what they need, because I can just hit whoever I want. This is a mess. Without a tank, it's a big mess. Keep in mind that this is the finals, folks. So my opponent did beat his previous two opponents. He did try, with 3 Galactic Legends, this is tough. But, I mean, the other thing to keep in mind, though, is these guys are... this kind of an account, it's good. I'm at 5.8 million GP, and you can have 3 GLs here, but you are going to be missing certain teams if you do it this way. At least my account has almost all of the teams, at least to some degree, and it's all very functional. Like, my Night Sisters are not great, but they're very functional for what I need them for. So, anyways, they did manage to kill someone. Who even knows? Who even knows who that someone is? I don't even remember. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter which Jedi is killed. We're good to go. We killed Rey now, and we put damage immunity on everyone else. We may as well just heal up as best we can. I think it was Old Ben, I believe. Old Ben was supposed to die anyways, so yay, hey, hooray for that. Gonna do that one last heal on Hoda and call it good. 62 banners, 3, only dropped 3. Those are all on Old Ben. Damn it all, Old Ben. So, okay, so here are, at this point, I had forgotten to show my defenses. So, you can see I placed my Zam with Omicron on defense just to make the team fast and make it so that people don't want to attack it. My Bosk and Grief are both going to be an effective like 390 speed, something like that. And then we have Mothra and Darth Revan. Darth Revan is at 352 speed, though of course he doesn't have any relics on him, hardly. So I mean, that team's a work in progress. And then we have Treya with a bunch of somewhat bad Sith. And then up top, we have Jedi Training Rey and her team of either Gear 9 or Relic 7. So it's kind of a weird contradiction. We just needed the 2 Relic 7s to get Jedi Master Luke, so that's what we did. We also have crew, and they're starting to get some gear levels as well. I've just been slowly throwing gear pieces on them. We have the Mando team in the middle there with Jango, and then the Bando team down south. That's all slowly getting some mods and gear as well. We have the Ewoks and a bad Rolo team and Geos down south. And so now that we've beat those 2 teams, we gotta the key is to use teams that we're not going to be able. If you have Jedi Master Luke in the back, he probably can't clear us, but if he can, we need to be able to clear him. And so the Padme team would be the least helpful in that regard. So I decided, maybe unwisely, I probably should have kept Cat to go with like a Commander Luke team to be able to do a bunch of damage. But we need to be able to take down some of these really good teams in up top without compromising any of our normal counters, and these guys wouldn't do that well against Jedi Master Luke, so I decided to use Padme. We probably could have used someone other than Cat, but it is kind of fun to use Cat because you have so much health and offense here, and she's able to just execute someone and move along, just like she did to poor old crew. And we got the 61, so not the best banners so far. We've dropped, what, 6 plus another, what, 3, and now we've dropped another 4. So, I mean, we've dropped quite a few banners, but the thing is, my opponent's probably not going to be super efficient anyways, because he put those 2 Galactic Legends on defense, and we can start ramping up our efficiency as well. So, time-honored tradition, I love using Nest against Phasma squads that don't have super high relics. There's never really a doubt here. The one question is, the thing I forgot is that one of the TIE pilots had a little extra potency, and then I forgot that Phasma actually gives additional potency to all of her members. Just 20, but that was just enough to stun Nest at one point, which is normally a kind of bad situation, but I mean, Nest does just fine. You can see it was never really that scary. 68, pretty good score. Just need to see what's in the back, guys. If he has another Galactic Legend, then we could be in trouble. We could be in trouble. We'll see. So we're gonna use the Troopers team here, and keep in mind, you guys can rewind just a little bit if you want, but those Troopers are, I mean, we have relics on Dark Trooper. I think we have like relic 2 or 3 on him. Piet is relic 0 at this point, and then Veers is gear 11, and the other 2 in the back are gear 9. And this is against a fully gear 5 or more team. It's pretty crazy, and as long as you can get your first kills, choose the character that's the squishiest, and move along. We've got 65 untouchable banners, and we only used, what, like 3 relic levels, maybe just 2 relic levels to kill that whole team. Now, he put in the back no Galactic Legend, he just put garbage, in fact. I mean, it's okay garbage. It might steal banners, potentially, but, alright, we're up top here, and this is one of the teams that's like, okay, you should have a Relic Padme squad. This seems important, but they don't, and they do have 3 Galactic Legends, and then they almost have their 4th one, but they don't have a good Padme squad, so, that's fine. They're gear 12. We can just shoot them with TLS. It's no big deal. Otherwise, without General Kenobi on that team, CLS becomes a lot more difficult to beat. So, alright, we've got this Bosk team, and they're all bounty hunters, but they're all gear 12 for the most part. Again, because they can't afford to put relics on everything. So we're just bouncing around, trying to put target lock on everyone, because that gives us more turn meter as we go. And you guys will have to watch to see. I mean, I've done videos. I've done a Faction Essentials video for Grievous, but I mean, all you got to do, you just need to get target lock and then hit people's target lock, you get lots of turn meter, and you win. So now, one of the things about this alt that people don't realize, my alt has gotten top 10, I think 8 times, something like that. Now that's a defunct title, but you know, I did get Kyber Contender enough times. I know what I'm doing with undersizing. It's important to be able to do that. Even still, even though I'm not going for top 10, you need to be able to gauge just exactly how well your squad can do. I mean, we could initially, I had like TIE Fighter Pilot and Emperor Palpatine here, but then I kind of mapped it out. I was like, okay, so we don't need Watt anywhere else, and so what we're gonna do is like Vader just goes into Merciless. We can fracture someone. We probably want to fracture Leia so that she doesn't go into stealth and kill the whole town. But otherwise, like you can kind of map it out and see, even though those guys are all relic for the most part, Vader was able to wipe them out without any real issues. So they got Finalizer, they've got Chimera. We got to take out this back zone first. Not that that's an issue. So that's a gear 10 Bando, and we were just able to mark and focus him off the board right away. And honestly, I was starting to run out of teams, though. I mean, I had saved this Jedi team just to make sure that I could beat this squad, because it can be tough at times. Now, yeah, we're just... What I'm trying to do now, I know we're going to win, trying to call Grandmaster Yoda to assist so that he can regain his lost protection, because I did hit him a few times. And alas, for his lost protection, we couldn't get it, so we did drop a banner there. And now we have 2 teams that is like, well, we need to undersize this, for sure. That seems important. So what better character to undersize everything with than the Wampa? And keep in mind, so that he got days on everyone. You want to check their speeds and everything, make sure that he's fast enough. And frankly, I don't think I would do this if they were many gear levels higher. But as it stood, these guys are all pretty weak. And he got the elusive 69, so yay for him. Good for you, Wampa. Get some action. So once again, we're doing an undersized team here, and this team would be a lot stronger, like a whole lot stronger actually, if they actually had some good gear. So, but they don't, and you know, we can afford to just yeah, you know, play with our food a little bit, just make sure everyone's stunned, trying to control everyone, and you know, at the end of the day, we're trying to make sure we don't drop banners and in fact regain as many as we can. So anyways, there we go. We've got all the squads, and everything went pretty well. My defenses are pretty strong. You guys saw them. They're not like a transcendently strong, but he would have struggles actually matching all the efficiency that I had. And all right, so now we're gonna face, we have this Chimera team, and we gotta take it out, obviously. So we're using Malevolence here. That always scares me to use it, but Emperor's Shuttle as the starter, I don't know. Some people like love to swear by it. They probably need better gear on that team anyway. So anyways, took it out, and this is a scary team to face, actually. This is a 7-star Finalizer, and he did mark the Falcon, which means no bonus turn meter for the Falcon at all, and that can really put a damper on things. But the thing to remember, this is a Relic 7 crew, so it's a really strong silencer, but this... as long as we can take out crew and hit the silencer, then the rest of this team is going to fold, because frankly, Finalizer isn't a good team on defense. It just isn't. It always starts super well because silencer does extra damage and Shuttle is passing turn meter, and you know, they get mark off or hunted or whatever it's called, and so it feels a little bit scary. But then the momentum kind of shifts and Finalizer sucks again because it doesn't have any pervasive side effects or whatever, the debuffs, such, except for hunted, and hunted isn't everything. Like Falcon would love to gain some bonus turn meter, but it's honestly fine without the bonus turn meter as long as it's assisting. So yeah, I mean, I would just say Finalizer is one of those fleets that you can play with your food because it doesn't have anything other than facilitation of its ships. So I mean, yeah, it's nothing too crazy. Nothing too crazy. It does some damage, and that is basically it. Now, Whoa. We're in the dark. Madness. Yeah, let's go back to the slideshows here. Alright, I'm trying to get to a different slideshow, people. It's not letting me. There we go. Alright, so here's the thing, folks. We ended up getting the win here. My opponent did not even attack. Keep in mind, that means he doesn't get rewards for that fight. He could have gotten like 200 crystals just for attacking once. That's all you have to do. Attacking once gives you 10 banners, and then you can just stop attacking. Because if you feel like you're beat, why bang your head against the wall? I don't blame him for doing that, but we did win. I was very efficient, especially at the end. He let me get a ton of banners back, and that's the thing. Having Galactic Legends is a nice thing. It's not something that's gonna just win fights on its own. Get your mods done. Make sure you have a cohesive, strong strategy, and don't give yourself a bunch of weaknesses. This guy had a lot of good teams, he just wasn't able to capitalize on it. So I did get moved to Kyber 3 now, because I won 3 matches with my alt. So stay tuned for that. I was already beleaguered. We're going to be facing people with 3 or 4 Galactic Legends, with only 1. I don't even have Executor. It is a mess, folks. I am stressed out of my mind just a little bit. So let's see. The final thoughts for this match, and I know we have the wrong background, but sue me. Don't actually sue me, guys. That'll cost us both too much money. So here's the thing. A deep roster is still very important for this sort of thing. Even though the roster is... even though Galactic Legends do hold a lot of the keys and a lot of the cards, this is still just a... This is an important thing. A deep roster is just really good to have. I mean, I have a ton of options. Second, I need Executor really soon. If I'm going into Kyber 3, there's going to be a ton of people I get paired up with who have Executor. They're going to throw it on defense, and I'm going to struggle. You guys will see me struggle. I don't have a great Malevolence fleet. I just don't. There's so many other fleets out there that I've been working on. It's a huge, ridiculous mess. I also don't have, like, good Rebels. I also don't have good... I don't know, First Order. There's a ton of different teams that are just not all the way there, and I'm gonna have to find ways to win without fleet for a little bit. So Executor, full steam ahead there. And finally, I need to figure out what the Galactic Legend is after this. I think I have everything I need for Kenobi. At least everything is farmed, so I think we can probably start working on Kenobi. I even have Cat, so probably that's what we're going to do on this account. Go for Cat. We'll see. The crystals on this account have been crazy and awesome. Have been really enjoying the heck out of using this account. So stay tuned. I do this stream all the time, where I'm also going to be posting my alt account videos and stuff as you see. Normally we're going to be doing my main account on this kind of series using this thumbnail and everything, but my alt account attacks are all posted on this website as well, so take a look. Guys, I'm gonna let you go. Thank you all so much for watching, and remember that in all things, Xaereth and his alts prevail.